KKHT wants you to meet three of the classiest guys in real estate.
I am Chris Kelso, the maestro of mortgage.
I am Rob Cook, the godfather of real estate.
And I'm Joe Orsack, the king of credit swing. And together, we're
the Real Estate Rat Pack.
Much like us, real estate right now is smoking hot. So whether it's buying, selling, or owning, you need to check out the Real Estate Rat Pack.
They're here to take your calls and answer your questions live. Call now 1-800-808-5548. And now, the Real Estate Rat Pack!
Every week it's the same thing.
Yay, it's in stereo again. Last week was mono.
I know
Last week was mono, right?
Left channel only.
Yes, I know.
We missed you last week.
Well, thank you very
You were
much.
off
I
seeing
missed
the Mouse in the Magic Kingdom.
Absolutely. I
Are
missed
you
the
kidding?
crew, but
We had a gorgeous co-host. We didn't miss him at
That's
all.
true.
that is true.
Yeah, so Teresa, if you're listening out there, we really appreciate you coming out.
Yes.
So anyway, so we've got a great show today.
We have a great show today.
And
We
we've
do.
got some great guests.
We have some incredible guests as usual.
And some of them I've been trying to get on for a very long time.
That is correct, and we have a two-timer also in the studio.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, you are. Renee, you're now a two-timer.
Not literally.
You have to love that reaction.
I'm glad this is radio because if you'd have seen the look on my face just then.
What? How dare you?
Actually, as part of the Rat Pack, though, we have our special guest. We have our two-timers. We have our three-timers. And Teresa's actually one of our four-timers, isn't she?
Well, she was
Well,
guest host last week.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
So she's the only three-timer that we've had on the show.
Yes.
We can
And
fix
she's
that.
only
And
one
it-
of a couple co-hosts.
That is correct. That is absolutely
guest
correct.
host, I should
and
say.
then
Right,
Renee,
host.
you're one of only a couple of two-timers.
That's right. A
I
handful.
love the label.
Yes.
Love the label.
Well, I was out trolling
Two-time and Rat
at
Packer.
women's boutiques, and I happened to, run into Renee there, and she was serving me some mimosas and things like that. And I said, "Well, come on to the show." So
Yeah,
I thought,
because
I'm trolling for guests. Again.
Yes.
yeah, Rob's just out touring women's boutiques.
Yes.
And
'Cause
shout
that's
out
what
to
we do when we
shout
don't
out to
have anything
Marlo
to do.
Miller there. How are you? Good morning. So yeah, Rob came by and said, "Hey, why don't you come on the show?" And I was like, "Thank you very much."
Yes, and because you fit perfectly in the show today, because we're going to talk about working with custom builders and builders. in
That is
general.
correct. One of the things is we always talk about, the most obvious things. And one of the things we forget to talk about sometimes is what is sometimes most obvious. People want to hear, how do you work with a custom home builder? How do you work in defining how to find one? How do you work in what maybe some of the selections, the criteria, et cetera, out there are?
Wanted to jump in real quick.
Please do, because we have
Yes.
another guest here. That
We have
has
another
something
guest.
important to talk about.
Very important to talk about. The Rat Pack is very big on charities and supporting charities. And
Absolutely.
A special guest just made it into the studio. Kids were keeping her late, but she made it on time, right as the opening of the
buzzer
show
went
was,
off, yes.
right as the buzzer was going off. Very special guest, Miss Chau Nguyen.
Thank you. I represent the women's home, but I used to work in TV news, so it's so nice to be in radio because you can just roll out of bed, right? And just not have makeup on and your hair's all a mess. So thank you so much, Joe.
I didn't get that memo.
And
Joe
he's
puts
all
on
dressed
makeup
up
every
for
day.
the radio. That's how I looked at him. I was like, "You're all dressed up. Nobody's seeing you, right?"
We have to be the only radio show in town where we wear tuxedos. Nobody ever sees it.
And it's a Saturday morning. But anyways, thank you so much for having us. We're so honored to be part of this. The Women's Home is a charity that's been around for almost 60 years. We help women in crisis. We transform their lives. And Joe actually spoke to our ladies yesterday for a brown bag luncheon. They loved you, Joe. You are
Aw.
quite the charmer.
Thank you. That was very sweet.
Well, how much did you pay for it?
Yeah, I was going to say, that was
Gonna
like
get
a
an
great
invoice.
intro for $20. That was not bad. So,
Cheap date.
well, each month, Chris and I work together to sponsor a charity. And Mr. Kelso, a portion of every loan he closes goes to support a charity. And each month I host an event called RPM, which is for the real estate community, called Real Estate Professionals Mixer. And we support a charity.
Like Rob doesn't do.
Rob doesn't do jack.
Rob's out promoting both of us.
Rob actually works with the charity directly, much like Chau here. So she's the community. What is your official title with the?
Well, I'm a social worker, I'm a licensed social worker, but I do the community outreach, and I'm
Yes.
the manager of community involvement. So with events like this and third-party events, we are so honored to be a beneficiary charity. So thank you, Joe.
You bet, you bet. So we just wanted to give some awareness to the Women's Home, and it's a wonderful organization doing some fantastic work and getting people back out into life and back on a
There's
positive
always an
track.
important question is how do people get involved, and if they want to make a donation, how do they do that? So if you can give us some contact information.
Yeah, please.
Well, please find us on the website. We're at www.thewomen'shome.org. There are so many ways you can get involved. You can volunteer. You can be a brown bag speaker just like Joe. You can give back by going to special events. So many ways. Contact me personally. I'm on the website with a link to my email address, but it's a great organization to get connected. We really do help women, and we feel that when you help women in crisis to transform their lives, to get back into the community, you're helping your community, your families, and really everybody at large.
Absolutely. And this month, our RPM mixer for all the real estate professionals that listen to the show, all 5 of you.
Well, that's they're not awake
There's
yet.
3 or 4 here. So
yeah. So that's half the crowd right there. This month at RPM, Thursday at the Fish in the Knife, Chau Nguyen will be there with the organization, and we'll be raising funds. So you guys come on out and bring your wallets.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't just bring your wallet, bring some cash.
Yeah, bring your
Yes.
heart. Honestly, just bring your hearts. I mean, get to know the organization, even if you don't donate. I'll be there to talk about what we do and the things we do in our communities. So, and we really look forward to meeting everybody this Thursday.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and being here right on time.
Yes.
And I guess we got to move on.
I would agree. You know, it's always good. It's a great way to start off the day, though, talking about one of the great charities we're supporting for this month. So I appreciate that.
Thank you so much. And now I've got to run to the zoo and meet my family.
You have a good day at the zoo.
So she can say she's been to the zoo twice today.
That's right.
Yes.
right.
Exactly.